Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 6 of the Kolskor Marble Championship. This time we have the B League, the first event of which is going to be Funnel Endurance. This league is for the marbles who did not manage to qualify for Season 6 of the Kolskor Marble Championship, so instead they will be competing in the B League. It is important to do at least not terribly in the B League because the bottom 4 will be relegated and not able to even attempt to qualify for Season 7, so don't do terribly. First heat here, Mahi Mahi, Circus, Caramel, Tiger, Turtle, Snowball, Striggity and Pallet. Off they go into the first funnel, rolling around. Start doesn't matter too much, but doing well does give you a bit of an edge. Caramel is the one who takes the early lead. All in the second funnel is Turtle and Circus fall into the third one. Striggity, Tiger falling through there. Meanwhile, Snowball has taken the lead now. Caramel falling down quite some positions. We see 4 in the fourth funnel and 4 in the third funnel. Top 4, remember, will be moving on. If you watched the event 2 of the A division, you would have known that. Pallet now takes the lead as marbles are already falling into the last funnel there. Perilous is that last funnel. If you fall in there, you are eliminated, as happens to Turtle and then Circus, who will fall through next. Looks between Caramel, Striggity, Mahi Mahi's there as well. Striggity falls through and Mahi Mahi. Meaning you have your marbles moving on there. Caramel takes the 4th place position, followed by Tiger. Looks like it's going to be Snowball and Pallet will take the win in that heat. See a bit of a replay here. Pallet did dominate. There's a bit of a battle there between Mahi Mahi and Caramel, but it was Caramel who managed to take it out of the two of them and will be moving on along with Tiger, Snowball and Pallet. Now then, heat 2. Ruby at the front, followed by White Flame, Nebula, Derek, Crystal, Raven, Sky and Orc. There they go into the first funnel. Who will be the first to fall in? It is Nebula, followed by Ruby. Who takes the lead? It's gonna be Derek who takes the lead to start. Going around, Sky falls in, Ruby, Raven, White Flame, the Nebula, Crystal, Orc battling with Derek, but Derek will hold their lead. Marvel's starting to fall into the 4th funnel. White Flame down there. As well as see Raven and Sky. Orc has also fallen in. They've lost quite a few positions. Meanwhile, Derek is holding a very commanding lead. See White Flame and Sky, and I think Raven are already in that last funnel, who will manage to stay safe and move on. It's not going to be Orc because they take a hit from Ruby, fall into the funnel. Sky falls in. Raven and White Flame fall in. Then it will be Ruby, Crystal, Nebula and Derek moving on. Derek has done very, very well here. See Nebula fall in there. Derek is going to get a very, very good time. They've absolutely dominated this heat. Quite a contrast to their performance in the qualifiers. You see them up there at the top. No trouble at all. Quite a battle here at the bottom. Sky falling in. Then it's Raven, White Flame and Ruby just behind. Could have been any one of those 3 to move on. Ruby is the one who got it though. You see the standings from 9th to 16th. White Flame manages to take the 7 points. While Turtle gets last. Now then, the final. Derek, Nebula, Caramel, Tiger, Crystal, Ruby, Pallet and Snowball. Off they go in the final of the first event of the B League. Derek falls in first, followed by Ruby. Marbles falling in as Caramel takes the early lead, but it is not a strong one, as all the marbles are already in the second funnel. Snowball drops in, Ruby, Derek, Nebula, Pallet, Crystal, and Tiger. Caramel holds their lead pretty nicely. Snowball's already fallen into the 4th funnel. We take a look at a new angle now. Derek, Tiger, and Caramel fighting in that 3rd funnel. It's going to be Caramel who holds the lead, though. Derek does take it over Tiger, though. Marvel's already into the 5th funnel now. The battle for the lead is heating up. Ruby drops in. Caramel's already gone. Pallet drops in, and Tiger has taken the lead. Crystals are already out. Tiger's not even fallen to the last funnel yet. Nebula's out. Snowball's out. Caramel is gone. Who's going to land on the podium? It's not going to be Ruby. Pallet takes the bronze, Derek the silver. And Tiger ends this in a dominating victory to win the gold medal in the funnel endurance. Here's the moment where they took the lead. Pallet drops in and Tiger just has a bit more momentum than Derek. Manages to get a bit of a jump on them to take the lead, and we see the final ending here. Pallet a nice move on Ruby to manage to secure the bronze. They fall in and Derek not long after giving Tiger the gold medal. See them at the top there, 62.837 was their time, although Derek gets the best time of the event with 72.041 in the second heat. Pallet, of course, right behind them with the bronze. The standings, of course, are going to look the exact same. Tiger on top, followed by Derek, Pallet, Ruby, Caramel, then Snowball just behind them. At the bottom for the start, it's Turtle, Circus, Orc, and Strigaday in the relegation zone. Definitely not where you want to be. Still a lot of time, though, to make it up. I will see you in the next event, which we will return to the A-League in Funnel Dash.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Kolskor Championship Season 6. We're back at the B-League again with Bounce Back. Same rules as last time, marbles. 4 at a time, going to roll down that ramp there and hit the wall. Trying to stay as close to the wall as possible. Each indentation worth 1 point. And if you manage to end all the way at the end, you will take a full 40 points. We saw this in the A Division last time with Dynamite taking the win. Let's see how the unqualified marbles can perform. First up, White Flame, Strigaday, Nebula, and Caramel.
Down they come for the first bounce, all doing very nicely. Nebula and White Flame do the best though with 30 each. Second bounce now. Down they come. Again, Nebula and White Flame, they do the best. Strigaday and Caramel, though, they fall back quite far this time. As we look to the third bounce, down they come. Again, all of them do very well. But it is Nebula at the top currently. How they shake out after the final bounce for these 4. And it is Nebula, again, doing amazingly. The rest fall back quite far, meaning Nebula will take the lead at the start with a whopping 123 points. That is only 6 off the current record set by Ocean in Season 5. That's total was 129. Second heat now, Circus, Ruby, Mahi, and Pallet. Circus, that is a brilliant 34-pointer. The rest cannot follow that up. Let's see how they do on the second bounce. Down they come, and it's Pallet. They now take a 34. There are other marbles falling back, just like the last bounce. Bounce number 3. Down they come. And it's Pallet doing the best. Ruby seemed to have it, but they couldn't find the indentation, falling back. And that is going to be disappointing to not get a higher score here. Final bounce for these 4. Down they come. Circus does the best again. Although it is Pallet taking the win out of that group. Netting themselves a P2. Circus in P3. Meanwhile, Ruby and Mahi, they are down at the bottom of the order. Third heat, Sky, Turtle, Tiger, and Crystal. First bounce, down they come. Sky and Turtle do quite nicely. Crystal and Tiger, not so much. Second bounce here. Tiger, they do very nicely. Sky and Turtle both not too bad. Crystal again not doing well. Third bounce here, down they come. Crystal manages to make a bit of a recovery. Tiger holding up well too. Sky and Turtle, they fall back this time. Looking to the final bounce for these 4 marbles. Turtle, that is amazing. A 36-point total. That's going to give him the best out of these 4. Not very good compared to the rest of the cohort, though. So they will be only in about 4th place currently. Final 4 though, Derek, Orc, Snowball and Raven. Raven, that is a good start. Orc and Derek, not too bad either. Snowball, however, cannot match them. Second bounce now. Raven again does nicely. Derek does a bit better though. Orc and Snowball both fall back far. Third bounce, penultimate one of the event. Down they come. Orc and Raven again do nicely. Snowball does pretty well too. Derek falls back. And the final bounce of this heat and the event. Snowball, they do terribly. That is only going to be 9. Orc does nicely. However, out of them, it's going to be Raven doing the best to take the bronze medal. But overall, it is Nebula taking the gold medal with Pallet taking the silver.
With the conclusion of that event, Pallet has taken the lead with their 2 medals. Nebula right behind with their gold in that event. Tiger is still holding a good position in 3rd place. Meanwhile, down in the relegation zone, it is Snowball falling 7 spots, Sky, Turtle and Mahi Mahi falling 5, who are currently in danger. Although there are still 6 events for these marbles to make up positions and not be relegated. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Next time we will see event 5 of the A division, which will be hurdles. See you then.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 6 of the Kolskor Marble Championship. We're back again in the B division with the 3rd event, which will be drag bounce. 2 marbles at a time will roll down those 2 little entryways there and fall onto the book at the bottom. They'll try to bounce as far as they can in order to move on. We will begin immediately with our first heat, Turtle versus Snowball. Down they go, Turtle with a good bounce. It's going to be close, but I do believe Turtle is the one taking the win. They seem to have just a little bit more. They were the first down, and yes, they are going to take the win over Snowball. Fairly close match though. Heat 2, Ruby up against Crystal. Down they go, Crystal down first. Here comes Ruby though, and they are going to make a nice overtake. Lovely there by Ruby, managing to just have a bit more than Crystal, get past them, and take the win. Heat 3, Circus versus Nebula. Down they go, it's close between them, and they knock together, and I think it's going to be Nebula taking that. Circus seemed to have the lead, but just at the end, Nebula managed to take the win, and they will be the one to move on. Strigaday versus Derek. Down they go, and Strigaday, they shoot out, and Derek does not challenge them at all. Very nicely done there by Strigaday, a commanding victory to take the win and move on. Next heat, Tiger and White Flame. Down they go. Tiger seemed to have the early lead, but White Flame makes an amazing comeback, and that is a brilliant score for them. 87.8 allows them to move on. Tiger unfortunately will not. Now, Caramel and Mahi Mahi. Down they go, pretty slow down, but Mahi Mahi just careens off into the distance. Caramel has no chance to try overtake. Mahi Mahi is the one to move on. Next up, Pallet and Sky. Bit slow out of the gate. Down they go. Pallet tries to make it back, but Sky, they get out to an early lead and do not look back. Very nicely done there. Sky takes the win and moves on. Now, Orc versus Raven. Down there goes, seems like Raven's out first. That's nicely done by Orc though. And they're going to make the overtake and take the win. Raven, they bounced first but didn't seem to do very well, allowing Orc to overtake and take the win in the final heat. Look at the standings from 9th to 16th. Tiger takes 9th place. Then it's all the way down to Derek in last. Not good for the green marble. First quarterfinal, Mahi Mahi versus Strigide. Down they come, Strigide out first. They look good, but there's Mahi Mahi making a nice, very nice run. And they're going to overtake Strigide and take the win. Very nicely done there by Mahi Mahi. Strigide did put up a good fight, but it was not enough. White Flame versus Ruby. Down they go, Ruby out first, and they're going to take a commanding victory over White Flame. Nicely done there by the red marble. Just getting out to the lead early, not looking back. White Flame unable to make it up. Third quarterfinal, Turtle and Orc. Down they come, both down at the same time, and Orc bounces a bit, and that is going to give them a better shot. Pretty high bounce there for Orc, but they will take the win. Nicely done over Turtle. They move on to the semi-finals. Final quarterfinal, Nebula versus Sky. Down they come. Nebula tries to move across, but Sky makes a nice block. Nebula seemed to try to move across Sky. Couldn't get past. Sky made a nice block. Nebula unable to get past. And Sky will move on. Standings 5th to 8th will be Turtle taking the 5th place spot, and Strigide, Nebula and White Flame down in 8th place. But here we go to the semi-finals. First up, Ruby and Mahi Mahi. Down they go. Look pretty close, but no. Is Ruby taking it easily? They both fell down at the same spot, but Ruby just did much better. They will be moving on to the final. Mahi Mahi goes to the 3rd place match. Now, Orc versus Sky. Down they come close together, but Sky, they careen off to the left, but do manage, I think, to get a better run over Orc. It looked pretty close, but we look at that, and yes, it is Sky taking the win over Orc by 0.3. Bronze match now. This is for the bronze medal. Orc and Mahi Mahi. Down they go, and Orc. That is an amazing bounce. Mahi Mahi put up an excellent score, it seemed. But Orc, that was brilliant. What's the score going to be there? 95.1 to Mahi Mahi's 81.4. But now, the final. Sky versus Ruby. Down they go. Sky in the lead, and Ruby, they are not going to be able to make it back, meaning Sky is your winner for this event. Drag bounce, an excellent performance all throughout the event by Sky, and that culminates in their victory. Ruby will take a very nice silver medal, with Orc taking the bronze after beating Mahi Mahi. After this event, Nebula has taken the top spot so far in the standings, just above Tiger. Meanwhile, down in the relegation zone, the bottom 4 positions, it is Mahi Mahi as well as Snowball, Crystal and Circus, who fell 6 spots in this event. Coming up next, we will have event 7 of the A-League being balancing, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Season 6 of the Kolskor Mobile Championship. We are back at the triathlon track, this time in the B Division. 4 miles at a time, we'll roll down this treacherous course consisting of a regular track section, a track section without paper coverings, meaning those holes are going to be quite difficult to traverse, and then finally, as you can see here, a blanketed track section with jumps that are definitely going to be difficult for the marbles to traverse. Top 2 from each heat will move on, while the bottom 2 will be eliminated and will not be going to the semi-finals. In the first heat, Tiger, Snowball, Turtle and Sky. Off they go. Snowball out to the early lead. Sky challenging behind Turtle. They're making some nice moves on Tiger. Turtle and Sky, they both pass Snowball. Will this hold? They've got quite the lead. Yes, it will. Turtle and Sky will be the ones moving on here. Look, unfortunate for Snowball. Got passed up by both Turtle and Sky and couldn't make it back, meaning they and Tiger will unfortunately be eliminated. Heat 2, Circus, Caramel, Orc and Pallet. Off they go. So Caramel out to the early lead, Pallet there as well.
Circus, a nice move on Pallet. They get into second place. Pallet looks to be making it back the way they do in the uncovered track section. Can these two hold? Yes, they will. Caramel and Pallet are going to be the ones to move on. Quite a battle there between Circus and Pallet, especially in the uncovered track session. Look at this. Circus unfortunately made the mistake of moving to the side. Pallet managed to get the pass, and they held it all the way to the end. Unfortunate for Circus and Orc. In the third heat, we see Nebula, Derek, Mahi, and Raven. Off they go. Derek at the early lead with Raven just behind. Here comes Nebula with a nice move into second place. Raven gets it back briefly, but loses back out to Nebula. Can they maybe make a challenge? Derek streaks ahead. They're going to be taking first place, and Nebula does manage to hold off Raven to get second. Take a look at these nice early moves from Nebula at the start. Get past Mahi, then just barely sneak into a gap between Raven and Derek, and manage to hold off Raven for the rest of the race, which allows them to move on. Now then, final heat. White Flame, Crystal, Ruby, and Strigaday. Off they go. Ruby into the early with White Flame just behind. White Flame a nice move to get into first place. Can Crystal maybe challenge Ruby? Doesn't look like as they fall behind. White Flame gets away. Can anyone catch them? No, and Crystal can't catch Ruby either. And so White Flame and Ruby will move on quite comfortably. Look at these quite strong performance here from White Flame that really came in to make a statement in the heats. They got very far ahead very quickly and crushed the rest of the competition, getting a nice, easy, comfortable move on into the semi-finals. Snowball actually got quite a nice time there with 12.296, but unfortunately they did not move on. Instead, they'll have to settle for 9th place, while Tiger is all the way down in last. Now then, the first semi-final. Derek, Turtle, Pallet, and Ruby. Off they go. Turtle is out to the early lead. Ruby makes a nice pass though. To the second section, Derek, that's a nice move. Pallet gets past. Can maybe Derek overtake here? Yes, they can. And that means that Derek and Ruby are going to be the ones moving on. A nice battle there developed between Derek and Pallet. Derek made the pass there in the second section. Pallet managed to get it back on the turn as Derek went wide, but they couldn't hold it, and everything truly is decided in this final section. Derek made the pass as Pallet made the mistake, and does manage to move on to the final with Ruby. In the second semi-final, it's Sky, Caramel, White Flame, and Nebula. Off they go. Sky out to the early lead. Nebula battling with White Flame, but they manage to get past and take the first place position. Sky falters. There comes White Flame. They're all kind of bunching up together. Here comes Caramel. That was very, very close. Nebula, it seems, managed to get the win, but did Caramel manage to make a nice enough pass? Here's those moves from Nebula at the start. They're very nice. But here is the blanketed section. Caramel makes it past Sky, and they come for White Flame. Do they get past? Yes, they do. What a performance there from Caramel to move on. From 5th to 8th, we do see Pallet taking the 5th place spot, followed by White Flame, Sky, and then Turtle taking 8th place. But here is the final. Derek, Caramel, Nebula, and Ruby. Off they go. Nebula takes the early lead. They're battling with Derek, manages to stay afloat. Neck and neck in the uncovered track section. Derek makes the pass. Can they hold it in the blanketed section? No! Nebula, at the last hurdle, manages to pass Derek and will win the gold medal. What a battle that was, neck and neck in the uncovered track section. Derek makes the pass, but unfortunately Nebula, they saw the opening. Derek made the mistake, and they barely managed to pass and win the gold medal in the triathlon. What a final battle. Derek will get away with the silver. Meanwhile, Ruby does manage to best Caramel for the bronze medal. As for the standings following this event, Nebula holds their spots, and they are now 13 points ahead of Ruby in second place. You know, Derek, they managed to jump 6 spots, and unfortunate for Tiger, they fall 5. Next event, we return to the A division in event 9, which will be sprint. See you then. Hello everybody, and welcome back to season 6 of the Kolskor Marble Championship. Today we have B event 5, Same as event 10, the parallel run. We saw this last time with the A division. Now it's time for the B division marbles to take on this new event. 2 marbles at a time will roll down identical sects of track to try and reach the end as quick as possible. The one that does the best and will move on by winning their heat, and then we'll have the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then the final to see who will win this event. Let's see how the B division marbles do in the first heat. Pallet up against Circus. Off they go. Pretty close through the first section. Circus might have the lead there. Pallet makes it up though, and that's very, very close coming to the end. Gonna have to take another look at it to see which marble got through. It looks like it's going to be Pallet, and they will manage to move on to the quarterfinals. Second heat, Sky versus Caramel. Off they go. Through the first few turns, seems to be quite close together. Coming down the straightaway, Sky takes the lead, and they're going to hold it all the way to the end. A very nice job there by Sky. Got the lead into the straightaway and took it all the way to the end, eliminating Caramel, allowing them to move on to the quarterfinal. Heat 3. Crystal versus Strigaday. Neither of these marbles are doing very well, both in the clutches of the relegation zone. Strigaday needs to do quite a lot better, and they are going to move on to the quarterfinals. Unfortunate for Crystal, they did not do very well in this event at a time where they need to be doing well. Nice job there from Strigaday. Remember, bottom 4 marbles in that relegation zone will not be going to the qualifiers for Season 7. Heat 4, Turtle versus Derek. Off they go. Looks like Turtle might have the lead here. Derek makes it up though in the loop, but they're going very quick through that, and they're going to take the win. A nice performance there from Derek on the loop especially. Look at that speed they showed coming through it. Immediately all the way through and beat Turtle out. Will be moving on to the quarterfinals from that performance. Next heat, White Flame versus Snowball. Off they go. To be both quite slow through the first section. White Flame seems to get the lead here. Can Snowball make it up? They're getting close, but it's not going to be enough. And White Flame will move on. A very nice performance there from that marble. Got the lead early. Quite slow from both of them overall, but White Flame is the one who wins it and moves on. Mahi Mahi now up against Ruby. Down they come. Looks like Ruby might have the lead here. They're very far ahead, and that lead's going to stretch all the way to the end. Very nice performance there from Ruby. Got the lead early through the loop. They were very quick. Mahi Mahi did not stand a chance against Ruby there. And the red marble is the one moving on. Next heat, Orc up against Nebula. Off they go. Nebula's been doing very well this season. Let's see if they can continue it. Pretty close with Orc coming into the loop, but Nebula manages to stretch their lead and will be the one taking the win there. Nice performance there from Nebula once again to take this win over Orc and move on to the quarterfinals. For the final heat, it's Raven up against Tiger. Down they come into the track. Raven is very quick through the first section. Can Tiger maybe make some of it up? No, they will not. And Raven is going to take the win and move on. Very nice performance there in the first section from Raven. And that gave them enough of the lead that whatever Tiger did, they couldn't catch up. So Raven will be the one moving on to the quarterfinals. From 9th to 16th, we do see Circus doing the best of the rest with their 9th place finish, followed by Tiger, Turtle, Orc, Crystal, Mahi Mahi, Snowball, and finally Caramel down there in last place. First quarterfinal, Raven versus Pallet. Off they go. So Raven again quick through the first section. Will it be able to hold this time? It's going to be very close, but I do think Raven was the one who took it. We can take another look at it again. Raven showing that they were very quick through the first section. This time it was less of a lead, but they did manage to take it over Pallet, as you can see there, and they will be the one moving on to the semi-finals. Derek versus Strigaday are the 2 marbles up next. Off they go. Looks like Strigaday might have the lead. They're very quick on the loop, and that's going to be quite close, but Derek will not be able to make it up. Strigaday, very nice performance there on the loop. Went to the left side to get a bit of a boost there through not hitting the wall very hard, which is what gave them the win in that heat, or semi-final. Now, Sky up against Nebula. Off they go. To be quite close through the first section. Still close through the loop, and they're close coming across the line. That was very close all the way through, but who managed to get it is the question. Let's see, they're close on the straight, and Nebula seems to have a bit of the lead, and they're going to be the ones who take it over Sky, just barely. Nebula moves on to the semi-finals. Now, final quarter-final. White Flame and Ruby, off they go. White Flame seems to have a very good lead here, and that lead is stretching. White Flame is going to take the win over Ruby quite comfortably. A nice performance there from that marble. We know that they can do well. Quite a surprise to see them in the B League here, but they pulled up a nice performance here and will be moving on to the semi-finals. As for the standings, 5th to 8th, Pallet is going to be the one taking the 5th place finish, followed by Derek, Sky, and then finally Ruby in 8th place. The first semi-final, Strigaday versus Nebula. Off they go. Looks like Strigaday might have the lead here. Nebula's very quick through that next section. They're going to massively overtake Strigaday there. Very nice performance there from Nebula, going from what looked like a tied run to absolutely crushing Strigaday in the final section. And that's what moves them on to the final. Strigaday will have to settle in the bronze match. White Flame versus Raven. Who will meet Nebula in the final? Looks like right now with White Flame in the lead. Can Raven maybe overtake? No, they will not. White Flame is going to be the one moving on. They were very powerful on that left side, and that's what gives them the win here, managing to beat Raven and go to the final with Nebula. But before that, we do have the bronze match. This is for the bronze medal. Will be Strigaday or Raven taking it. Off they go. Seem pretty close through the first section. Raven seems to get to the loop a bit quicker, and that's what's going to give them the win and the bronze medal over Strigaday. Very nice performance here from Raven all throughout the event. And they are going to take the bronze medal over Strigaday, who will still get 4th place, which is a pretty good points haul for them. But the final, White Flame versus Nebula. Both these marbles have been doing very well through the event. How will they do in the final? So White Flame might have the lead here. Nebula glances off the wall. That's going to slow them down, and White Flame takes a dominant victory over Nebula to win gold in the parallel run. Very strong performance here from White Flame on the left side all throughout this event. Nebula also made a very good performance here, but were not able to get it. So White Flame gets the gold medal, Nebula takes the silver, and Raven, through winning the bronze match, will of course get the bronze medal. After that event, White Flame has jumped 4 spots up to 2nd place, but they are a full 20 points behind Nebula in 1st. Further down the order, we do see Raven and Strigaday both rising quite a few spots with their good performances here. Meanwhile, down in the relegation zone, it is still Circus, Crystal, Snowball, and Mahi fighting it out for the relegation spots. Next up, we will be back in the A Division with length rolling, and I will see you then.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Season 6 of the Kolskor Marble Championship. Today we are back at the elimination race track, this time in the B Division, to see how these marbles take on the course that we saw the A Division marbles take on recently. In this event, all the marbles will start racing down this quite treacherous course that we saw recently, and if you get last, you will be eliminated, and then the next round will continue as such with the remaining marbles until there is only 1 marble remaining. There you have all the B Division marbles in the blocks, and off they go to start. So it might be White Flame, Nebula in the back there. Both those marbles have actually been doing quite well recently, though Nebula has fallen behind. Ruby then falls behind as we enter the more obstacle course-oriented section of the track. Can they maybe catch up to White Flame or Tiger? They bounce off there. Can they maybe make a comeback? No, they've gotten stuck. That is quite unfortunate for Ruby, and they will be the first one eliminated. Next round, 15 marbles are remaining. Off they go. Maybe Turtle in the back, make a nice pass there on Crystal as they move down. Circus takes quite a hit and they fall behind, maybe trying to catch up to Nebula or Tiger, who are both in the back again. Trying to make their way through this last section. Can they maybe make it past? No! Circus, unfortunately, does not make it past anyone, and they are going to be eliminated. Next round, off they go. Mahi takes a bad hit off that central wall. You want to try to get into one of those pathways quickly. They manage to make it back. White Flame seems to have fallen behind, trying to make it back on Turtle. Take a bad hit off the wall there and do not manage to pass.
Can they maybe get it here through this last section? It might be close here, but they won't be able to get it back. And White Flame will be eliminated. Off they go again. Caramel takes quite a hit. They fall behind. Maybe catch up to Tiger here. They're very slow, those two. They're quite far behind. It looks like it's going to be between these two who's going to be eliminated. Tiger's maybe catching up. There's Turtle there. Orc as well. Caught up to Turtle. Here comes Caramel. They've made it past Tiger. And they will be safe. Meaning Tiger has been eliminated. Round 5. Off they go. 4 marbles have been eliminated so far. Who will be next? Looks like Caramel is again in the back. Also Turtle is there. Those two marbles both didn't do very well last time. Raven has fallen behind though. They are in a bit of a bad spot. Snowball is in a bad spot as well. Can Caramel maybe make it past any of them? It doesn't look like it. And Caramel will be eliminated. Next round, down they come. Turtle is again in the back. They've been in the back these last few rounds. Gonna need to start doing a bit better here if they want to make sure they don't get eliminated quite early on. See, down they come. Looks like we've got a marble stuck there. So Turtle is going to be free. Who is going to be eliminated is Derek, unfortunately, being the marble to get stuck and is now out. Round 7. Down they come. Raven and Mahi Mahi are in the back. Orc there as well. Strigaday, Pallets. Little marbles falling behind. Nebula's nice move past Crystal. So Pallet is in the back now. Can they make it back on someone? Looks like they have. Nebula has gotten stuck. Pallet and Crystal will get away. And Nebula, the current leader, is eliminated after getting stuck in this event. Final marble who will not make it out of the bottom half. Who will it be? Crystal makes a nice move to overtake Sky. Will that hold? Total falls behind again. Sky does not manage to pass them though. They pass Mahi Mahi maybe. It's a bit hard to tell with all these alternating paths, but Sky has fallen behind. Can they overtake Turtle or Snowball? No, they will not be able to. And Sky will be eliminated in this event. They will get 9th place overall. Just below them is Nebula, Derek, Caramel, Tiger, White Flame, Circus, and Ruby in last place. Now, final 8 marbles, the top half in this event. Down they come. Everyone takes one path cleanly. Pallet has fallen behind. That is a marble in 2nd place who does want to do well here, considering that Nebula has fallen quite far behind. Managed to make the pass on Orc here, although they've fallen behind again. Can they maybe make it back past Orc? It's going to be close, but Pallet will just not be able to make it back and will be eliminated and end up in 8th place. The 10th round. Down they come. Raven and Turtle are in the back. Turtle may make it up on Raven here. They've passed Crystal and Mahi Mahi, it seems, as well as fallen behind. Crystal and Mahi Mahi, both marbles who are in the back. Can Crystal maybe make it up on Turtle? There they come! What a shooting shot there from Crystal to pass Turtle. Makes a pass and Turtle will be eliminated. Final 6. Down they come. Snowball's in the back. Snowball hasn't really been seen doing much in this tournament so far. They've managed to make it past Raven though, who looked to have a lot of trouble in that early section of the obstacle course. Down they come. Can they maybe make it past anyone? Try to catch up. It's not going to be enough. They hit the last obstacle, and that will seal their elimination. Round 12. 5 marbles remaining. Down they come. Crystal takes a bad hit coming into the alternating path section. They've made it quite back up pretty quickly. Close to Mahi Mahi now and Snowball there. Those 4 marbles are all in the relegation zone. They all don't want to be eliminated here. Crystal's made it past Snowball. Can they all? No, they can't. Snowball, what a move. And they will pass Crystal, the final 4. Snowball, Mahi Mahi, Strigaday, and Orc. Down they come. I believe all of these marbles are in 10th place or below. All going to be doing well in this event. That's unfortunate for Strigaday. They seem to have gotten stuck. Can they maybe free themselves? It looks like it's going to be too late. Mahi Mahi gets away, and that is so unfortunate for Strigaday. They get stuck right at the start of the obstacle course section, will be eliminated, will not land on the podium. So your podium finishes will be Snowball, Mahi Mahi, and Orc, but where will they finish? They all take the left path. Orc does lead. They all look to be pretty close together. Orc gets away. It looks like it's going to be between Snowball and Mahi Mahi. Looks like Mahi Mahi's gotten ahead. Will they lead Snowball? Yes, they will. And Snowball will take the bronze medal, being eliminated here. Gold medal Orc and Mahi Mahi. Who will it be? Both go the right path this time. Orc leads again. Can Mahi Mahi maybe overtake? They were unable to in the last round. Orc still leads. Mahi Mahi falls quite far behind. Orc takes a bad hit off that though. Can Mahi Mahi maybe make a pass? No, they will not. And Orc will win the gold medal in the elimination race. Very well done there from Orc to take the win. They were very consistent throughout this event, only maybe appearing in the bottom once, and that's what gave them the gold. Mahi Mahi the silver and Snowball the bronze. After that event, Nebula is still in the lead. Behind them is Pallet and White Flame. Orc has jumped 5 spots up into 5th, which is very good for them considering they were quite far down. In the relegation zone, with still 2 events left, we do see Caramel, Snowball, Crystal, and Circus Mahi Mahi having barely managed to make it out for now with their silver medal. With 2 events to go, that bottom 4 is going to become very intense as the Marbles who try to escape it so that they may go to the qualifiers for Season 7. Next time I see you will be back in the A Division with Event 13, Marble Push. So I will see you then.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 6 of the Kolskor Marble Championship. Today we are back at the Bathtub Endurance event, this time in the B Division. In this event, 4 marbles at a time will roll down into the bathtub and have to try and stay rolling for as long as possible, making sure not to fall into the drain. The 2 marbles that last the longest will move on to the semi-finals and then the final for a chance at the gold medal. Remember, there is relegation in this tournament, so the marbles want to do well. The first heat, Sky, Caramel, Raven and Orc rolling around the bathtub. Sky's going to fall in after a knock with Orc. Raven is a close call. They're going to survive, but Orc won't. And the green marble is going to be eliminated there. Raven and Caramel are going to be the ones to move on. Orc did make quite a nice move on Sky, knocking them into the drain. However, they did not have enough left to survive themselves and were unfortunately eliminated. In the second heat, Mahi Mahi, Pallet, Snowball and Strigaday. 3 of these marbles are quite close to relegation, Pallet being the one who's actually quite far up in the standings. All these marbles do. Strigaday falls in fairly early. Who else will be eliminated? It's going to be Pallet, meaning Snowball and Mahi Mahi are going to be the ones to survive. Those 2 are quite far down in the standings. They need this, as if they finish in the bottom 4, they will be eliminated. And Mahi Mahi has broken the record, my goodness! They've broken the record bolt set last time. This one, 16.024, a very nice time for Mahi Mahi. But now moving on to the third heat, Nebula, Crystal, Derek and Turtle. Down they come. Rolling around in the bathtub, looking quite spread out here. Derek has a close call. Turtle will not survive there. Can Derek survive? They will not. They will be eliminated. Nebula and Crystal do move on quite comfortably. Not much happening in that heat there. Turtle and Derek, they kind of fizzled out quite early, and Crystal and Nebula moved on. Final heat, Circus, Ruby, White Flame and Tiger. Down they go. Rolling around the bathtub. Ruby falls quickly. Tiger, though, makes some moves on White Flame, and that is going to work spectacularly for them. Ruby, unfortunately, they fell out quickly, but look at these moves here from Tiger on White Flame. 1 hit there, and they come back for another one. Those 2 hits are enough to eliminate White Flame, and Tiger will manage to move on with Circus to the semi-finals. Standings from 9th to 16th. We see Pallet there in 9th with their 11.548. And Ruby's all the way down in last with 5.048. In the first semi-final, Snowball, Caramel, Circus and Crystal. Down they come. Rolling around, who will be out first? And knock there. Circus is eliminated. Snowball and Crystal will be the ones moving on. Caramel did not hold on for much longer. Looks like Snowball and Crystal hit each other and Circus fell through the gap between them. That is quite unlucky for that marble. Although Snowball and Crystal do nicely, they will move on. Second semi-final, Raven, Mahi Mahi, Nebula and Tiger. Down they come, rolling around. Tiger takes a bit of a hit off Mahi Mahi.
Continues surviving for now. Raven falls in. Tiger does not last much longer. Mahi and Nebula will easily be the ones moving on there. They did not seem to have much of a challenge with Raven or Tiger. Mahi had a little bit of contact with Tiger at the start, which seemed to knock that marble off balance. Raven didn't last much longer, so Nebula and Mahi move on. Standings from 5th to 8th. We do see Caramel taking the 5th place spot. There's Tiger, Circus, and Raven down there in 8th place. But now the final. Crystal, Snowball, Mahi, and Nebula. Down they come. 3 of these marbles are quite far down the order, while Nebula is quite ahead in the lead. Crystal is eliminated. They will not get a medal. Snowball will take the bronze. Between Mahi and Nebula, who will take it? It's close between them. Mahi falls in, so Nebula will win the gold medal in the bathtub endurance. It was quite close here at the end. Mahi had a chance, but just barely missed Nebula, allowing that marble to get the win, and they take the record as well for Mahi. 17.039. That is an amazing performance there by Nebula. The record and the gold medal. Mahi does make an excellent performance here. They will get the silver medal. Snowball puts up a nice front for the bronze. After that event, Nebula is now 30 points ahead of Palette, and that has secured them victory in the B division. That has been a very powerful performance from them all throughout. Those top 4 marbles, Nebula, Palette, White Flame, and Raven, are completely safe from relegation. They cannot be relegated, but every other marble, especially those in the bottom 4, Caramel, Crystal, Turtle, and Circus, are in danger of being relegated, meaning they will not be able to even attempt to qualify for Season 7. Next time I will see you, we'll be back in the A Division with Event 15, Collision Curling, so I will see you then.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Season 6 of the Kolskor Marble Championship. Today we have the final event of the B Division. It is lap racing. In this event, all 16 marbles will roll down this track at a time and try to finish in first. There will be 15 laps. They will be replaced in the order they finished and go down again for every lap 15 times. We saw the qualifiers that decided this starting order last time, and for the B Division, even though no one else can win except Nebula, they've already clinched the championship. There's still a lot up for grabs here with relegation, as the marbles that finish in the bottom 4 will not be going to the Season 7 qualifiers. There is your starting order. It is Ruby at the front with White Flame, Circus, and Orc just behind. And down they come for the first lap. Raven takes the lead as Ruby falls behind Nebula. That's the marble. They've already clinched this championship, but they look to want another medal. We see Tiger right behind as well. Derek fighting is there. They make the pass on Tiger into third, but Raven is leading. Orcs seem to fall out there. We'll replace them back in their correct position. Down for lap 2. Here comes Tiger. Nice move there around both Raven and Nebula. Raven moves back into first though with a nice move, passing both Nebula and Tiger at once. We see Circus there in 4th place. That is Marla, who is quite far down the order in the standings. They need a good finish here in order to not be relegated. Here is lap 3. Raven still leads. Down they come. Nebula tries to shove through, but Tiger blocks them. We see Sky. They've now moved into 2nd place and are hounding Tiger. Can they maybe make a pass here? Looking back, there's Crystal. That's another marble who's down in the relegation zone. They're moving to 3rd place now. They also need a good finish here to not be relegated. Lap 4. Tiger is the current leader, but how long will that hold? Not long, as Sky takes it from them. Orc is now in 3rd place as well. See Nebula back there in 4th. Sky holding this lead over Tiger. They managed to fend off a challenge. Circus moves into 3rd place. They're doing quite well here so far. Further down the order, you can see Turtle, Strigaday, Snowball. Those marbles are the ones in the back. Here, lap 5. Sky still leads, although they lose it to Tiger just there. Nebula and Palette are both also trying to make passes. Sky trying to look for another pass on Tiger. They don't get it there. Can they maybe find it somewhere else? No, they can't. And Tiger is in the lead after the first 5 laps. Coming now into lap 6. Tiger is leading, followed by Sky, Nebula, Palette, Orc, and then Derek. Orc makes the nice jump into 3rd and then 2nd.
Can they maybe pass Tiger here? They're challenging, trying to go around the side, and they do make it past Tiger. Although Sky is also there, they're trying to challenge. Orc, however, does manage to hold their lead. We also see White Flame there. They've moved up to about 6th, I believe. No, 5th. Doing quite nicely. Here is lap 7. Down they come. There's White Flame. They try to get past, but Pallet has also moved up and they've blocked them. White Flame falls behind. Here comes Tiger trying to challenge Pallet. Damarwal has been doing very well in this event so far, and they now take first place position once again from Pallet. Here we go into lap 8. We're about halfway through this race, and down they come. Rolling down a straight bend. We can see Crystal. They've moved up into 2nd now. Very good position for them. Can they maybe challenge Tiger? No, they are blocked. Pass here. Yes, they do, and Crystal has made the nice move into 1st place. Turtle there, they've moved up into 5th. Beyond Nebula and Circus, they've fallen back into last and 2nd last. I think Ruby's down there. That was the pole position. Crystal falls behind, as does Strigaday. They pass Tiger for the 1st place position. Tiger manages to pass them back, then Strigaday takes it back from them. Quite the battle there between the two marbles as Tiger takes the lead back from Strigaday. Nice battle there between those two marbles. Here we are in lap 10. Tiger still holds the lead, though Strigaday manages to get the pass. Raven there was challenging for a bit, and now Crystal has moved up into 3rd. Strigaday holds their lead here over Tiger, and they will lead coming into the final 5 laps. Only 5 of them remain here with lap 11. Down they come. Looks like Orc tried to make the pass there, didn't get it on Strigaday. Tiger, they fall behind a bit. Crystal is also challenging Orc for 2nd, although Strigaday falls behind and Orc, Crystal and Tiger all pass. Ruby there, they've made their way back up to a top spot position after falling so far from their P1 start. Lap 12, Crystal is in the lead. Strigaday, they make the pass. Ruby, they fall back. Pallet, they make some nice moves. They almost get into 1st there, but are blocked by both Crystal and Orc. Strigaday, they're in 4th place now. Orc trying to challenge Crystal for the lead, though cannot pass. Lap 13 here. Only 3 laps remain in this race. Not much time left. Orc, they make the pass. Strigaday does as well on Crystal, though loses it back again. Ruby, they move back up to 4th place. Tiger makes the move into 3rd, then into 2nd. They're trying to challenge Orc here. Ruby, they moved into 4th, with Crystal in 3rd now. But it is Orc leading, coming into the penultimate lap. Down they come. There's Nebula. Nebula's moved into 3rd place as Tiger falls behind with Crystal in 2nd. White Flame, they've now moved into 4th. Nebula tries to make the pass, but they're blocked with Orc and White Flame. White Flame falls back, and it's going to be Orc leading, coming into the final lap. Followed by Nebula, then Crystal, White Flame in 4th, Tiger in 5th. This is the final lap of the B Division in Season 6 of the Kolskor Marble Championship. Orc is leading with Nebula right behind. Tiger, they're trying to challenge, but Orc is getting away. Nebula, they try to make a move, can't pass, and Orc is going to cross the line and win the 8th event of the Kolskor Marble Championship Season 6 B Division. Very nicely done there by Orc to take that gold medal. Nebula, they take the silver to top off their amazing season, and Tiger gets the bronze medal. And there it is, the final standings for the KMC Season 6 B Division. Nebula, they take a very dominating victory with 118 points, 36 points above Pallet in 2nd place. Orc, though, manages to jump White Flame. They will finish with the overall bronze medal. However, further down the standings, in the relegation zone, Snowball, Crystal, Turtle and Circus will all not be going to the Season 7 qualifier. They will be back here in the B Division for that season. Quite unfortunate for them, but honestly, they probably should have just performed better. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time in the A Division, where we will have the final event, which will also be lap racing. But for now, please enjoy the Season 6 B Division closing ceremony.